The Iron Throne was never meant to be a seat of comfort, and in this third episode of House of the Dragon Season 3, the weight of the crown is finally crushing the marrow out of Rhaenyra Targaryen. If you thought the tension in the first two episodes was suffocating, this hour, a masterclass in psychological disintegration, proves that the most dangerous battle isn't fought with dragonfire. It's fought in the quiet, echoing hallways of a red keep that no longer recognizes its own queen. We are watching a slow-motion collapse. Rhaenyra is haunted, not by literal ghosts, but by the impossible shadow of her father, Viserys. Every decision she makes is paralyzed by the desire to do what he would have done, a desperate attempt to legitimize her rule through the lens of a dead man's memory. It's devastating to watch because Emma Darcy plays this version of Rhaenyra as a woman actively trying to shrink herself, trying to fit into a mold that was never designed for a queen who has to navigate hunger, treachery, and the brutal reality of an empty treasury. The genius of this episode lies in its pacing. It eschews the typical high fantasy spectacle for something closer to a political thriller, a high-stakes game of survival where the pieces are being moved by people who barely have enough food to eat. When Rhaenyra finally realizes that she can't rule by mimicking the past, she starts to pivot. But she does so by turning into the very thing she once claimed to despise. The scene where she forces the nobility to feast on the very rot they've ignored while the city starves is a turning point. It is a brilliant, ruthless display of power that earns her the love of the people, but it isolates her from every ally she has left. She is trading her moral high ground for the cold, hard currency of survival. Then there is the demon factor. He remains the show's most volatile engine, pushing Rhaenyra to abandon the small-minded politics of King's Landing for the mythic, godlike conquest of the unknown. He offers her the world, tempting her with the idea that Targaryens aren't meant to be kings, they're meant to be gods. The dynamic between them has shifted from a partnership of ambition into a complex psychological dance. He is the voice of unchecked ego, while she is trying to navigate the wreckage of her conscience. The subplot involving the Hightowers and the confusing Daeron situation adds layers of dread that are almost too much to process. Watching Alicent attempt to navigate her new reality as a prisoner in her own home, stripped of power but still possessing the sharpest instinct in the room, is fascinating. She realizes what Rhaenyra refuses to accept. To rule is to eventually turn your face away while people suffer. This isn't just a political drama anymore. It's a horror story about the cost of legacy. The rats scurrying under the throne, the off-key tolling of the bells, and the ever-present sense that Rhaenyra is seeing Jace's ghost in every shadow. It all coalesces into a portrait of a leader who is losing her mind, just as she finally gains the control she fought for. The episode closes on a note of chilling uncertainty. Rhaenyra has claimed the crown, but as the final frame suggests, she has also inherited the madness that comes with the blood of the dragon. The war for the throne is over. The war for Rhaenyra's soul has only just begun. It is relentless, it is brilliant, and it is easily the most compelling television of the year. The question remains, is she becoming a better queen because she's letting go of her father's idealism, or is she simply becoming the villain she spent the last 2 seasons trying to defeat?
Custos daur.